Hello! Hi, everybody. Okay, quick thing. We're going to start this board right now. This was sent over by Canon Keys, so this is going to be a sponsored stream. I'm not keeping this, but it is going to be a sponsored stream regardless. Let's take a look at what this has to offer. This is the Blaine V2. This started, if my knowledge is correct on the lore of this board, this started with one of the Omakase group buys, I believe. I don't even know if you want to call it a group buy. But essentially what that is they were doing like private group buys, which is a very small amount. I want to say like sub 15 units. That was the V1 for the Blaine. And this was only for people who like, I don't want to say know how to get in or whatever, but kinda, I guess. Like people who are interested in kind of getting something random, you know, like the whole board. So I guess this was popular enough that people wanted to take, or maybe not people, but the designer wanted to take this and explore it forward. It is apparently based a little bit on the first playthrough, I have this written down in my notes here, of Pokemon Blue in 1996 for the designer. I don't know exactly. I can't remember all of Pokemon Blue and Red. I have to replay them. Yeah, I think it's based off of the volcano or the islands or whatever, which is more apparent on, I guess, the new version of this. What is the island called again? Cinnabar? Seafoam or something like that? But interesting little board. It's going to be I would say this is like very like Jane leaning in terms of like aesthetic. But let's open this up and take a look. So price of this is going to be, I think, around $400. Let me just see if they have a sub $400 targeting. It hasn't been finalized yet, but sub 400 for something. Hopefully this ticks all my boxes for something I'm interested in right now. All right. I'm a sucker for just little TKLs with little logos on the top here. But yeah, we have pretty uniform bezels. I'm pretty positive this is uniform. If anything, the sides are just a smidge smaller, maybe. See the back. So the back is, I think, where all the fun stuff happens. Actually, this is kind of high-key interesting. I've never seen... Is this some sort of carbon fiber with like a red fiber inlay or something? I don't know, like some red accent? That's actually kind of neat. I don't think it's super duper uniform though. Like you can kind of see some of those sparkles are a little bit more like noticeable, or I guess some of the more shiny red accents on it. I like the logo too. That's cool. So that's supposed to be representing the volcano, and there's an LED in there. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if this will be more uniform too. Like, I understand some of the shine depending on the light. That I'm not worried about. I'm also hoping for this price point we don't see Phillips head screws. That is something that I'm not a big fan of on higher end keyboards. The logo for Blaine over here, I feel like isn't super duper necessary on the aesthetic of this, but you know what? I kind of get it. It kind of is a throwback to like a retro game, I suppose, using like a pixelated font. So I get it there, getting the overall theme. We have a bit of a Toblerone here, but not really. It's just a piece of aluminum. A very kind of slim box on wedge. Very, very classic. Oh, this is magnetic. Oh, this is why I'm seeing there's a smidge of a gap here. Oh, now it's better. Okay, it just needs to be adjusted. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have some different color, I guess, back pieces, but they're going to have a volcano color, a seafoam color, a classic, and then more to be determined. I don't know what some of those other colors look like because there's only this unit available on the pictures. So I guess we'll see. I'm kind of streaming this like, what, a week or so in advance before this launches. Also, another really cool note here. This is something that might not interest everybody, but having the internal weight off to the side over here, kind of more focused along the alphas, should actually help with the alpha sounding a lot more full. Kind of also negating the need to have stepped internals or like a big, humongous weight. Kind of allows it to breathe a bit too. We've seen this done on some other boards. It's not super duper common, but I do like the thought of putting this more central to the alphas. And then we do have a non-centered USB-C for people who enjoy those. And there'll even be EC support apparently with an EC TKL X PCB, which I think is going to be sold separately. Actually, I feel like, and this is not a slight to anyone, I feel like this is one of the more simple Canon Keys projects they're running, and I'm very much vibing with it. Sometimes Canon Keys runs a bit more like bulky keyboards. This is like nice. This is like slim. It's very classic looking, like, all right, let's take a look at our PCB that goes alongside this. Canon Keys, I always say this, probably rolls their eyes every time I review one of their products or one of their stuff they're vendoring, being the lead vendor for. This has a Molex connector on it. Not a big fan, not a big fan. My usual reasoning is they just don't last super duper long. However, if you're only building this probably like a handful of times, which you probably are, you probably don't need to worry about it. However, I'm still not a big fan of these in the long term. But it is nice they're using a universal daughter board, at least that they sell, one of the newer ones, the Fly daughter board, I believe. Hot Swap is looking super duper generous for layouts as well. The only thing we're really missing here is ISO. Very fun. Hopefully this loads up. It should load up in VIA as well. We'll take a look at this later. A little note on the VIA stuff. This has nothing to do with today's keyboard, but just as a separate note. I am, like I said, I'm getting a little bit more like confused by the day of the whole VIA stuff and VIA situations with keyboards. It seems like it's now a two-way street of just people being kind of whatever about using VIA. However, brands keep freaking advertising that they're VIA compatible. And again, I know you can just load up a JSON file, but it's just annoying in the long run. My thing is, why even advertise that at all? And you shouldn't advertise that if it means you have to download a file anyways for the web-based software to work. The whole point is just have it seamlessly on the web-based software. So again, my thing with most brands, not this product, this should load in, I think this PCB is compatible already with VIA. If it's not going to load in natively, don't freaking advertise it. My rant for today. That's it. Okay, let's look at some of the other stuff here. This is also O-ring compatible too, which is freaking awesome. And then alrighty, well, cool. I'm happy with everything so far. Only one minor grievance that I have. Let's start assembling this. Well, I still have to play through all of my games. Like, a game that I really want to play through, which I don't know, I've been struggling with, and maybe I'll play this with you guys on stream. I don't know why. This game here, it's been sitting on my shelf for a little while. The last time I played it, I was on the starter island for this, and I'm like, how the fuck do I get off the starter island? But I just really want to get through this. This is like the one game, even as a kid, that I have not finished playing. Legacy of Goku. Let me just make sure all these are nicely seated. So again, small little reminder for people here as well. If your keyboard looks like this, actually let's go this way here, and you can see that, we don't want that. We want it to look more like, see this one right over here? How you can barely see it. It's nicely compressed down to the PCB. We don't want that. So again, if that is caused by a bent pin, make sure, but just support your sockets and push them in. I paid for the copper. I want to see my pins. Oh gosh. This is especially important on the bottom row where the space bar is. Just make sure everything is pushed in nicely. So in case you're like, but why would I do that? Why do I care? Well, first of all, it matters because here's a good one, right? This could be a bent pin, so we're going to double check that. But also, your switch might not sit right with the keycap, giving you some like weird pseudo alignment issues. If you don't push them in right and you're like soldering them in, or if more so if they're hot swap sockets, they could rattle around a little bit as you type, just because they're not firmly pressed in. And then also because there's a bit of a gap underneath, it could technically change your sound profile ever so slightly as well. All right, let's just leave this here. So I guess I had to put pads on these. Interesting. That's what I thought. The spacebar cutout is likely for EC clearance. It might be for that too, but it looks like it would also double for the O-ring as well, guys. Which is still pretty thoughtful. I think it's on something, but let's just see if this is the right color for this. It might not be, actually. Actually, no, it's not. I don't like it. Firefly is a little bit too blue. You know, in my mind, I thought Firefly was more like this aqua kind of color, but I'm wrong. I don't know. Is it the answer? I think it would complement it quite well. Let me see. Yeah, I'm down for Norse. Let's see what this board sounds like in the O-ring configuration with the aluminum plate. MX2A's aluminum.
Sounds great, hey.
Okay, this sounds more like a top mount to me. But no, it doesn't sound, yeah, we're gonna try a different mount right now. Hence why I was like, let's just wait till we open it for the LED thing. I don't know, it doesn't sound like an O-ring mount. It's not a bad sound. I expected it to be a little bit more like O-rings, traditionally a bit more bright, I suppose. This is the one mount that I don't quite understand here. So they're saying top mount plus single-sided gasket. So it's not just a gasket. It's a top mount plus single-sided gasket mount. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that doesn't mean it like that. Single-sided gasket mounts. So this is, oh, okay. It can be top as well, but we just put the gaskets on the bottom. I don't know if I absolutely adore that particular mounting style. I have a feeling this will be the weakest out of all of them that I might not like. Let's see what this gasket mount sounds like now. Did we do the alignment okay? The alignment, you know, it being a bit more of an expensive keyboard for whatever reason, I do expect some sort of way to better align the keyboard here, not just like shifting around the PCB. But here is just the gasket mount now, so the single-sided gaskets. This sounds a bit more open and bright, or not open rather, this sounds more bright, I would say, than the O-ring did. In fact, this sounds a lot nicer than the O-ring. It still has a bit of like a hollowness, a smidge to it. I'm wondering if it's a force break thing. But then again, I will say it's kind of refreshing to hear something a bit different. Forgot to put this on. Top mount time. Top mount sounds the best so far. Oh shit, I think the top mount is doing this a lot of justice. Ooh. Yeah, it has a bunch more like punch to it, which is weird because I thought the O-ring, honestly, I was rooting for the O-ring on this. I'm a little bit shocked personally. A bit shocked about the O-ring not being the brightest of all the sound signatures. The O-ring actually feels like the weakest. I can't say that I'm like over the moon about the gasket one either. I think the gasket hit a good middle ground. I think this would have been a keyboard that made more sense advertised as just a gasket mount and a top mount. The board looks great too. The only things I don't really love about it are these Phillips head screws over here. Don't like those at all. And I hope that maybe they can figure out some way to make this really cool carbon fiber a bit more uniform in the way that it sparkles. However, I almost don't think that's possible, but it would be really, really cool to see that. The only thing that I would say that's like really not making this like a standout TKL to me in terms of like things that I like, I would want to see the gasket and O-ring maybe cleaned up a little bit. I don't know how that's possible, and usually I have good criticism here to give and like ways to go about fixing it. I almost feel like it might be just stepped internals that help that. Again, though, here's the double-edged sword to this. I'm just speaking out of my own preferences and biases here. For all I know, there are people who really liked the O-ring and gasket sound. Good though, this is actually quite nice. Let's see, if this plugs in and it recognizes, it's just literally I need to flash it. Yep. I need to flash it. It recognizes it, but there's no file flash to the PCB. A bit unfortunate. I didn't know I need to flash it ahead of time, but it's okay. All right though, guys, that's pretty much it. See ya and good night. Love you, everybody.